Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday the 19th of November 2023 and it's just about 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm starting my morning run. Now, if you're a regular watcher of my running videos, you'll probably be thinking, I don't recognise this scenery, and that's because I'm in Launceston in Tasmania, specifically in the suburb of Trevallyn, and I'm running up Nature Road, which is quite a steep, long road towards the state recreation area. So get going, and I'll catch up with you again in a little while. Oh, I passed the residential area and I'm almost to the state recreation area. It's like a national park, only obviously hasn't been declared a national park. I suppose this is my first run because it's close to home, and I hope an interesting scenery for you to enjoy. I'm breathing a little more stable now, not quite as heavy. Okay, I'll report in again shortly. I've entered the Trevallyn Nature Recreation Area, to give it its proper name. On my left hand side there are lots of mountain bike trails and walking tracks and so on. I don't like to run on them so much because they're uneven, as you'd expect, so I'm sticking to the road. Just coming up on the left is the Paringa Archery Centre, which has a come and try thing on Saturday mornings. I've never been. I'm just letting you know it's there if you'd like to come. Making a right hand turn off Riata Road. I don't know what the name of this road is. It's the road that takes you down to the lake. Careful crossing the cattle grid. Being Trevallyn Lake, which is the bottom of this road here, formed by the damming of the South Esk River with Trevallyn Dam. Now's a good time to talk about one of the subjects for today. A while ago I made a video called Running in Expensive Shoes, and in that I referred to an earlier video called Born to Run, where I reviewed a book with that name by a bloke called Christopher McDougall. He was all out to promote barefoot running, and he made some points about running shoes, which I don't want to go over again, because you could watch the videos and learn. But one of the points that he made in his in the book was that there was a study done based on using two groups of runners of similar abilities and age and so on. One were given expensive shoes and one were given cheap shoes, and the expensive shoes runners had more injuries than the cheap shoes runners. Now today, you might be able to hear by the extra sound of my feet slapping on the ground, I'm wearing a cheap pair that I found in the house that I used to use for just gardening and so on. They have practically no padding between the sole and the foot, and I know that huge sculpting around the arch the more expensive shoes have. Now, I'm only 2k's in to the run here, so that's probably not an ideal measure, but so far I'm not finding any difference in impact on my feet. I'm a heel striker, so you'd think that perhaps extra cushioning that's around the heel usually would make a difference, but I'm not finding it at the moment. I'm not finding any impact on the knees or the thighs, and the impact on the lower back is about the same as it is when I wear more expensive shoes. So I don't know what conclusions to draw from that other than just stating those facts, and I'm not here to tell you what footwear to wear, just making some observations. I'll give you a bit more of an update, or a bit of an update on how the feet are feeling when I get back closer to home at the end of the run, and I'll catch up again a little later. You may be able to just see glimpses of the lake through the trees here. Parking areas on the left and a turn off on the right there too. I'm parking for area called Aquatic Point, which is down to the right there. There's a lovely place to swim there. I should say the lake is a beautiful place to swim, but it is quite cold even in the height of summer. I'm not sure how deep the water is, but there's an area which I hope you'll see in a moment that's marked off with buoys so that the watercraft that come down here, because there's a boat ramp as well, know to stay away from where the swimmers will be. But the water is quite cold. There are some picnic tables. There are toilets just up here. It's a bit of a hike from when you're down at the beach. There are toilets there. There are some barbecues, but they're not electric sort. They're the ones that you have to find wood for. But there's a shed or a hut that they're under, and there's usually wood in there. You might be able to see those orange and white buoys just off to my right there that mark off the area that's for swimmers only, and the watercraft have to stay out of that area. And here's the boat ramp. Go around here to the launching area for the Launceston Rowing Club. Coming back to the heavy breathing in a moment. It's quite a steep hill to negotiate here. Well, as you can probably see, I made up the hill on the lake and I'm going back the way I came to Riata Road. I'm coming off the main road, off the lake road, back onto the main road, going over the cattle grid. You can see, tread carefully. Around to the right, continue this way for a little while for the next turn off, which is on the left. I'll report in when I get there. The next turn off is coming up on the left. On the right are walking trails through the scrub where you can go down to the lake that I've just been. Up this way is the horse paddock and lots more mountain biking tracks. I'll explain what I mean about the horse paddock when we get up to there. There's a bit of a steep rise coming up first. Just around this bend here. Well, I made up that hill and down the other side, obviously. Down on the left there, you can see some of the trails. Like somebody walking their dog. Dogs are allowed in this part. It's supposed to be on leads, but they are allowed in this part. There's a sign further up that tells you you must put your dog back on the lead, mainly because you're likely to encounter lots of wildlife. This area is the village green and the equestrian area. I can't tell you what sort of equestrian activities happen here. People come here and ride their horses and stuff. There's a toilet block over to the right there, and there's a gazebo thing here which has some barbecues in it. I think these are the electric kind. Yes, they are the electric kind. One thing to note about this area is that there are no rubbish bins, and there's a reason for that. The Parks and Wildlife Service would like you to take your rubbish home with you, because if you leave it here, it encourages the animals to go scavenging in the bins for food, and they don't necessarily get the right food for them, and of course then rubbish ends up through the park. And this is a fire trail that I'm on. It's made of gravel. It's here so that fire vehicles can get in if they need to. As far as the thin-soled shoes go, I can feel every single stone that I run over, and excuse me, it's not exactly comfortable, not painful, but it's just not comfortable. But I guess if you did it often enough, you'd become used to it. I'll reach a turnaround point here with this electricity pylon. I'm just going to go back on the fire trail that I was on. One of the secrets of running on these trails, I guess, is to run in the tyre tracks where the gravel has been embedded more deeply into the soil. You don't feel the stones quite as much. That's 7.18 kilometres from home so far. That's of course including the detour to the lake. So obviously the return trip now. I'll go a slightly different way and show you some more scenery. And lots of these blue signs here telling you the name of the track and what it's suitable for. That one's walking, mountain biking, and dogs are allowed on it. Directly ahead of me there is the Hoo Hoo Hut, and picnic tables and a barbecue area. Those are the wooden fire barbecues. But I'm sure you wouldn't have any trouble finding any wood around here. As you can see, walking track only that takes you back to Trevallyn Lake. I'm not going to go that way. I'm just going to go down here a little bit to show you. Might just be able to see a little kangaroo hopping through the bush there. Through there is the South Esk River, and a beautiful lookout over there for to go to. I'm not going to go this time. I'm going to go back the way I came now. Right. Onto the parking area here. Right along these mountain bike tracks, these thin-soled shoes is a little more comfortable than running on the fire trail. Fire trail naturally has to be stronger to take four-wheel drive vehicles and fire trucks and so on, whereas this is just taking mountain bikes, so you don't feel the impact of every rock and stone as you do on the fire trail. A little more trail running to do here to go around this bit of a hill rather than straight up it. These are still the walking and mountain bike trails. As I said, a little softer than the fire trails, but I don't want to give the impression it's like walking on feathers. Coming through a little bit of, I think it's called bracken fern, just here on the way back to the road. And we're going to go onto the outer road again, make the right turn and go back towards home. Still got a little bit to go. This is where I came in before. If you go left and go down the hill there, you'll go down to Trevallyn Dam picnic area. There's a viewing platform for the dam, toilets, barbecues, so on. I made it past up the hill and past the archery place. Just pretty flat along this section for a while, and there's a bit of a rise before coming down the hill to my house, but it's going to take a bit of a detour instead of going directly down the hill. We'll get to that in a little while. Just coming to the edge of the residential area of Riata Road. Maybe you can see right out in the distance there the mountains that oh, actually it's just clouds, sorry, you can't see mountains, they're just clouds, but hopefully you will be able to see those mountains shortly. Now perhaps you can see some of those mountains directly ahead of me there to the east. Going down Riata Road here, just coming up to the roadworks area. I'm going to make a right turn into New World Avenue. Local people who know where I am. Now the people who can just sort of follow as I run that little bit extra section. This here is New World Avenue. Up the top there's a dead end, but you can go into some of the walking trails at the up there. This is still New World Avenue along here. It's a bit of a funny street. Goes around a couple of loops. and around the bend here, still New World Avenue, and hopefully you can see a fair bit of Launceston laid out in front of you there. Although I'm never really sure what you see until I upload the footage later. This is still New World Avenue, and make a right hand turn issue into Coulter Street. New World Avenue continues straight ahead. And you see some, I hope you can see Launceston's northeastern suburbs over there, the Unum, and beyond there Mowbray, and directly opposite here now my home, 13.03 kilometres. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the tour of Trevallyn area,